Welcome back. It is Friday, February 3rd, 2023. We are at week 161. This week, Becker's Hospital Review shared the cybercriminal groups on the minds of hospital CISOs. It gave a rundown of recent attacks and the biggest offenders and their motivations and tactics. And while some cyber gangs have promised not to target certain healthcare providers, as we saw in the case of Toronto-based Sick Kids, not all criminal affiliates play by the same rules. This week alone, Russian cyber gang Killnet brought down websites of 14 top U.S. hospitals and universities, including Stanford and Duke. So I'll link the articles for you. And now that we've entered tax season, there are some tips to protect yourself from tax fraud and scams. Make sure that whatever platform you're using, that you have secure passwords and you've enabled multi-factor authentication. Be sure to file early before someone tries to impersonate you, and be on the lookout for any scam emails, texts, or calls. A good rule of thumb here is to not respond to outreach. Just go directly to the source if you have questions. I'll be sure to link the article. And TechCrunch shared an article about a pretty nasty scam where a Google Fi victim was hacked, even with two-factor authentication. We always remind you that these things aren't 100% foolproof, but better than nothing, so I'll be sure to share it with you. And this week, Jane Franklin published her 13 steps to take if you've been laid off in cybersecurity, which everyone should read. It's hard not to hear about all the recent layoffs, so if you've been impacted or if you want to help someone who has, this offered some really great tips. Additionally, there are some proactive steps that you can take even if you've not been affected to ensure that your network and your connections are strong and that you can help others or yourself in the future if need be. So I'll link her article for you. And while I definitely don't recommend it, cybercrime job ads on the dark web are now offering to pay up to $20,000 per month. I'll share the article with you. And for those of you following the progress of the Women in Security documentary, they have signed on an incredible director to help lead the project and are incorporating the stories of truly incredible women. Be sure to follow the project and support it if you're able. And for those of you committed to acknowledging and honoring Black History Month by launching some important initiatives, Forbes has shared the 7 deadly sins of corporate Black History Month programming to help you avoid some common missteps, like waiting until the last minute, expecting free training or speakers, putting additional labor on your Black employees, failing to make it a part of a bigger set of priorities year-round, bringing in speakers who don't address the tough issues, focusing on the issue as if it lives in the past and isn't a part of daily life still, or just failing to acknowledge it at all. I'll be sure to share the article. Other than that, I hope everyone is well and going into a fun weekend ahead. We had a great week here in Chicago. Yesterday was CyberCon with lots of great speakers and presentations. So if you weren't able to attend in person, I think there's a link that you can see some of the content online. So I'll be sure to share it with you. Other than that, I hope everyone has a safe and happy weekend, and I will look forward to seeing all of you next Friday.